Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited to be sitting down and filming today's video because this is just a routine that I have been loving recently. I wear this makeup combination every single time that I do my makeup lately. It does me no wrong. It lasts so long and I have been getting so many compliments on my skin lately, and I think it's because of a few different reasons, but I think this makeup combination that I've been doing plays a huge part in it, so I can't wait to show you guys. I also did like a little poll on Instagram because I'm that girl, but I did a little poll to see like what videos you guys wanted to see next, and a lot of you like heavily wanted to see my updated skin routine because it is different, kind of the same, what's the word? Techniques, kind of the similar techniques, but different products. I think I've pretty much swapped out almost all of my makeup skin products that I was using like 4 months ago, let's say. Recently, I have been trying out a lot of new products, switching it up, so I can't wait to show you guys that. God, my hair is so wild. I just got it out of the shower, so it's too clean, so it's like frizzy and like my baby hairs are everywhere. So just ignore that. I think I'm gonna like talk it through today just so I can explain why I love these products and how I do it exactly, because as much as the products play a huge role in how your skin looks, also your techniques and your brushes play like equal amount of role in my opinion. So we're gonna talk through everything a little bit in depthly today, so hopefully this helps you guys out. But yeah, let's just get going and make this face a little more approachable, a little more cute. Okay, so first I did just want to share some stuff of why my skin has been looking a lot better in my opinion. I mean, it's my face, I look at it every day, and I have been noticing that my skin has been looking so good compared to what it normally has been. Right when I started my channel and kind of all last summer, I was going through severe skin issues, honestly. It was rather miserable, but I was going through horrible skin issues due to a medication that I was on. I was constantly breaking out on my chin, and yes, I do have these two little breakouts right now, but they're flat and they're just like healing. It used to be everywhere. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was like this whole part of my face. It was so frustrating, and so I finally got over that, but ever since then I've still been breaking out here and there, and so overall my appearance of my skin has just been like very dull and just kind of flat and just But there is one thing that I have been taking. It is a supplement. I think that this has been changing my skin game a lot. I'm not gonna go too in depth to it because I am gonna put this in my favorites video, which will be up in like a week or so. So if you want me to sell you this product, which I will because I will tell you why you need this in your life, then come back and check out that video, subscribe to my channel so you can come back. But really quick, I do just wanna mention it because this is a huge reason as to why my skin has been exponentially better. This is from Halo Beauty. So this is from Tati here on YouTube. She came out with her brand that she's been working on for like a ton of years. Everyone thought it was gonna be makeup or skincare, but it actually was a vitamin, a supplement. Huge curveball, huge plot twist, but I love her and I trust her, so I still got it and it works. But this is Halo Beauty Hair, Skin, and Nails Booster Intensively Nourishing Little Vitamin. I'm about halfway through the bottle. I took day 16 today. There's 30 days in the bottle. I already know I'm gonna buy this again, but if you wanna go in depth of why I love this product so much, then come back and watch my favorites video next week. But I did just have to toss that in there because that has been changing my skin game a lot. Okay, now that we got all the nonsense out of the way, let's just go ahead and start putting things on my face. Look, first things first, I'm gonna go in with this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I talked about this in my last video and I love this stuff so much. I used to have it literally a year ago. It is so expensive, so when I ran out, I didn't get it again, but I recently did because it's been like back in the YouTube world and I had to get it again because it is the most luxurious, moisturizing, pampering experience ever, probably because it's expensive, but it feels so good on the skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I dip my beauty blender into here. And I know this product is really expensive and you do not need this product specifically, but the whole point of this step is to moisturize your skin right before you go in with your makeup, which is a really important step in this process. So it doesn't need to be the Bobbi Brown face base, but any moisturizer that you have that isn't too thick. Using a gel moisturizer or anything that is pretty light and will sink into your skin really fast and not kind of like build up and make your makeup go on weird. Even using a moisturizing primer like the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, love that one. That one's nice and moisturizing. just anything really to moisturize your face before you go in with makeup. The second thing is if you have large pores, fine lines, smile lines, wrinkles, I think it is entirely important to go in with another primer. It's a lot of steps, but it makes a huge difference in the long run. I have really large pores in here, so I love to use a pore filling primer. Today I'm gonna use my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I recently got this, but I like this one a lot. But also you can use like the NYX Angel Veil Primer from the drugstore, or you can use like Benefit Professional, anything that's kind of like a pore filling, smoothing primer. And then you're just gonna go ahead and tap this into all of your problem areas. These types of primers, you do not wanna put all over your face whatsoever. It's really only in the areas that you have the issues that you want to fix. I'm really making sure to use patting motions. You want to push this into your pores, push it into your fine lines, and not just swipe it across because it's not really going to do its job. All right, so now that our skin is primed and ready to go, we are going to go in with foundation. And you guys, I got this foundation about a week ago. But I did get it about a week ago and can't stop using it. I am so unbelievably shocked that I even love this as much as I do. It's amazing. The only downside is it's from Makeup Revolution, which is a UK brand. They do sell it in Ulta and they do have like a Makeup Revolution US website. However, it takes a while for new launches to get into Ulta and to get into the US online website because it's originated in UK. So I did order this from the UK because I was so curious. Honestly though, the shipping was only like $8, which is a lot, but my Morphe shipping is often like $7 or $8 too. So it's like, so if you want to try it, I highly recommend this, but you do have to order it from the UK brand. As of now, I'm sure it'll be in Ulta and the US website soon, but I just don't know when, and I just had to try it. So it's actually a stick foundation, which normally I hate stick foundations. The Makeup Forever stick foundation is an oil slick on my face, like way too greasy. It has way too much of a slip to it. When I put it on, it just like rubs off. I don't like it. I do really like the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, but I can only use that for special occasions because it transfers so much. If I lightly swipe my face, it's all on my fingers, it's all on my clothes, it just transfers way too much. So I've kind of ruled stick foundations out. I'm done with them. For some odd reason, I decided to try this, and it is honestly my favorite foundation right now. Like, I can't say of all time. This is the one that I'm constantly reaching to, A, because it is so easy to use, and B, the finish of it is so pretty, and the coverage is amazing. It looks so natural, and you literally just swipe it on instead of having to like pump it out all over your hand or anything. Also, it's nice that it's a stick because then you can just put a few stripes down your neck to match it, which is just way easier than putting liquid foundation on your neck. And then I have the shade F4, just so you guys know. And actually with stick foundations, I really do prefer to use a brush first. I never, ever, 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 ever use a brush, but I like it better with stick foundations. You can just go in right in with your beauty blender, but I think going in with a brush just kind of spreads it out quicker. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is my Morphe M439 foundation brush, and I just kind of use patting motions. You can use little swiping motions too, but you don't want to be dragging this everywhere because it's probably going to leave streaky marks and pull at your skin, which is just not good in general. So like I said, I'm just kind of pouncing it. And I'm using this just to get an initial swipe over everything and just to like initially have all of my face covered. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect. It's okay if it's a little streaky. I'm just trying to get this product laid out over my skin. Okay, so first of all, that's how quick it is to put on this foundation. It takes me a long time to put on a liquid foundation with my beauty blender, mainly because I'm a perfectionist and I just sit there forever. But when you just have a brush and a stick foundation, there's just something about it that is so much quicker, which I love. Now what I'll do is I'll look around at my face, I'll see if I want a little bit of extra coverage anywhere, and I'll just go in and add a tiny bit. Now I just go over everything with my beauty blender and I just push it in all across my face, just because when you use a brush, it kind of just like sits on top of your skin, but when you go in with a beauty blender, it really pushes it into the skin, so it won't come off as easy, it'll last longer, it'll look more natural, it'll just jive better with your skin overall. So like I said, if you want to go in with a beauty blender by itself right away at first, you totally can. I just think it goes faster if you start with a brush. And now we are done with foundation blended in. I'm not kidding at how fast this went. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up on camera or how well you can tell, but in person, it just looks so pretty. It looks unbelievably natural. It actually has like a very pretty natural finish. It is not dewy, it is not oily, but it has like a little bit of a natural glow to it. It doesn't emphasize any of my textures, any of my pores. You guys, I don't know, it is some voodoo because this is $8. $8 and it performs better than so many of my other high-end foundations. I'm not even kidding you guys. I have been so in love with it. So I do think that foundation is another main reason of why my skin has been looking so good lately. So now we can go in with concealer. I would love to go in with also my Makeup Revolution concealer right here, which you guys know has been my all-time favorite lately. I use it all the time, on camera, off of camera, and just to clarify, these are from the same brand. So this has been my favorite concealer, as you guys know, and now this foundation is like my favorite. Makeup Revolution is quickly becoming one of my all-time favorite brands, and it is so cheap, and it's from the drugstore. I'm shook. But I am almost out of my Makeup Revolution concealer because I do use it all the time, and it definitely is smaller of a bottle. So I ran out of this pretty quickly. I have a little bit left, but I'm just gonna save it until I can buy a new one. So today I am just gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape, which I also love. It's an incredible concealer that I've talked about for so long. And I'm going in with the shade Light. And you guys know everything about my concealer drill, kind of putting it on my eyes. I like to bring mine down on my cheeks a little bit just because that's where I get really red. So just to reinforce some coverage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. So good. The Tarte Shape Tape is just incredible. Honestly, the base of the face is flawless. This looks so good together. It looks just as good with the Makeup Revolution concealer. I was just running low, like I said. So now what we're gonna do is set the under eyes and just set the face a little bit just to make sure that it is all set in place. It'll last a little bit longer, but we're not gonna try to take away too much of this dew. So I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. This is probably one of my favorite powders of all time, especially for the under eyes. I really like how it looks on the under eyes, and I like that it's not completely translucent because then it doesn't make me look like ghostly or like really pale or really powdery. It does have that color to it because sometimes if I use like my RCMA No Color powder, it's so white that I feel like it makes me look even more pale. And I'm like, I really don't need that. I'm actually going to dip into this powder with my wet sponge. And I don't know if I've ever really explained the benefits of doing this with a damp sponge, but it makes your face look not powdery at all. Let's say if I went in with a brush and I just start putting this all over my face is probably gonna look pretty powdery, very matte, which is totally fine. If that's what you're going for, that'll work great. But for me, I don't like to look really powdery. I like to look as fresh-faced, as dewy as possible. So when you do this with a damp sponge that you use for your foundation and your concealer, it just melts the powder. So it still sets it into place just the same, but you don't look powdery, you don't look dry, you don't look cakey. It just melts in so beautifully. So you wanna make sure that you have no creases on your under eye before you go ahead and set it, obviously. But then you should just push this underneath your eye and spread it out. I do it a couple times just because this powder is so finely milled that it kind of just melts really quickly. Okay, so I just went ahead and filled in my eyebrows off of camera. They are looking rather horrible today. We'll look past it. But after I put all that powder on my face with my beauty blender, then I just take a little brush. Doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's like bigger and fluffy. This is just an Ulta Beauty blush brush. But then with no additional product, I just go ahead and like sweep over everything to make sure there's no leftover powder, and then just kind of like push whatever is on my brush and on my face just into my face even more. And now that we are all set, we can move into bronzing up the skin a little bit. And I did recently get a new little bronzer contour kit. It's actually called Brontour. Literally bronzer and contour put together. bronzer. And it's from Morphe. I love, love this product. I have the shade Celebutante, also Celebrity Debutante. Celebutante. This color scheme just worked the best for me, but this product is so beautiful because it's not a matte bronzer and it's not a shimmery bronzer. It is very much like a satin, sheen, glowy skin product. This bronzer just looks gorgeous on my skin. I've just been mixing the two together. This is way too dark, way too light. So I've just been kind of like swirling all up in it, getting a little bit of both. And then I mentioned in my last video how much I've been loving this brush. This is the Ulta Beauty Bronzer Blush Brush. And I like this brush for swooping away powder and for bronzing. However, since it does come to such a sharp, sharp point, I really have to knock off the excess. And then even on my hands, like once or twice, I'll kind of like hit my hand with it just to make sure there's not like a huge patch of powder that I put on my face, because it is so pointed that if I don't hit it off, I can probably go in a little too harshly. Actually, I did go in too harshly the first couple times I used this brush. So I just whack it off a little bit, make sure there's nothing too strong on the brush, and then I just kind of go in and fluff this all over. And this brush is so fluffy and like flimsy, so it really just blends well. But like I said, you just want to make sure that you evenly disperse the product before you go in. Oh, I think it looks so pretty, and I love the color of it because it's not orangey at all, but it's very warm, but not too warm. There's something about it that just looks very natural on my face, and I love how it looks. Now for blush, I'm gonna go in with my Profusion blush kit right here. You can literally wear whatever blush you fancy. I'm just gonna, let's keep it neutral. But I'm gonna mix the shade Alive and the shade Playful together. I think blush is actually a key step. So if you're not really a blush person, totally cool, but try to find like a really cute neutral blush, because just bringing like a flush of color to your cheeks just makes the whole thing look a little bit more natural and just look a little bit more lively. I don't know. I really like it. So even if you don't think you're a blush person, just try to find a nice, cute, neutral color blush that you can introduce into your makeup routine. So now we are gonna move on to the highlight, which is clearly a very important part of looking like you got great skin. Today I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlight. I talked about this in my last video as well. I have been loving it. Loving it, loving it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna swirl all in here. This is a really hard pressed highlighter, so I literally don't ever know if I'm gonna hit pan with this. But then I also like to just take it on one single side of that brush, and then that's the side I'll start on, and I don't toss it. I literally kind of like pat it onto the highest points of my cheekbone. And then when there's not a lot left, I'll just kind of swirl it, small little circles, and slowly. This is not a highlighter that you want to just put all over your face. So I definitely like smooth it out with little circular motions just so it's not a harsh straight line. Oh, like it's just such a pretty, pretty highlight. I love it. Put highlighter on wherever you fancy. I just threw my brush. And then what I have been doing is I go in with a loose powder highlight. So you guys have seen me use my Makeup Forever Artist little powder, which is really it's called like an eye pigment. But I recently got my first product from Kylie Cosmetics. I did it. But this is her powder highlight, and it's only 14 bucks. Like, that's cheap for Kylie's products, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one today. I haven't used it before. I literally just opened it up, so I don't know. This is in the shade Santorini. With loose powder highlights, you cannot go crazy with this because they're often like pretty glittery. So I'm just going to hit the very, very tips of my cheekbones. And that is gorgeous. I love, love the color of that. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So now we are pretty much done with the whole face of everything. So now really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead, do my eyes off of camera, and then I will be right back after that. Okay, so I went into that with full beliefs that I was going to like toss some colors in my crease and like call it a day. I don't know what happened. Don't know how we ended up here. But now I actually really like it. I think it looks really cool. But now that we have all of our makeup on, normally I would do this last step before I put on mascara, but I didn't just because my eyes were so cray that I was like, I need mascara to look like a normal human. But now we're going to set the face. And setting your makeup is so unbelievably crucial. I've talked about it many times, but not only just to make it last longer, like that is like a fraction of why I use a setting spray. The main reason why I use a setting spray is because it just melts everything together. It makes your skin look so much less powdery, and even though it looks like you're wearing a lot of makeup, I'm not trying to say that this makes it look like I'm not wearing any makeup. It just makes it look less cakey, less powdery, and it makes just all the makeup look more like it belongs on your face. You know, I don't know if that even remotely makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So I'm gonna go in with my favorite setting spray of all time, hands down. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I talked about this on my channel like a long time ago, and then all of a sudden I stopped using it, and that is only because I had like this much left and I didn't have another bottle yet. So I was like making that one last until I got this new bottle. But now I got it, so your girl's been going ham on this. I've been using it all the time. And this setting spray specifically makes your skin look so radiant and beautiful, and I just love it. I love the mist on it. I literally just give my face a solid drench in this, fan it off, and my makeup is like transformed. And then I just kind of push whatever is left just into my skin. All right, you guys, and that is everything finished right here. This is what the skin is looking like. I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit so you can just see my skin a little bit more up close and personal. I know that the camera always looks differently than how my makeup actually looks in real life. Don't know really what I can do to fix that. There's probably some camera settings, but I know nothing about that. But I can't explain to you guys enough how much I've just been loving this whole face routine on my face. It has been working so well for me. I've been getting so many compliments on my skin. I have been loving it lately. It's just been solid. So that is kind of everything laid out for you guys, what I've been doing, my techniques, my products that I've been loving right now, kind of everything just laid out on the table. Sorry if today's video was a little bit longer and a little bit tedious, but I just really wanted to describe why I do things a certain way, because then maybe you can understand like, oh yeah, that would probably work really well for my skin too, or whatever. But I just really wanted to give you guys an in-depth explanation of what I've been doing for my skin, just because it's been really working well for me. I don't think I've ever been more happy, content, satisfied with my face routine in like a long time. That could partially be because my natural skin is in a really good place, probably the best place it's been in a long time. Like I said, I know this stick foundation is a little bit of a bummer because you do have to order it from like the UK website, so the shipping will be a little bit expensive. But if you've been wanting to try out a couple Makeup Revolution products, you might as well just order it on the website. Order a couple different things so your shipping is like worth your money. That's what I did. It's disgusting what I can rationalize in my own brain when it comes to makeup. Like I went to go buy this at Ulta, wasn't there. Went to go look at the US website, wasn't there. Went to the UK website, realized the shipping was gonna be $8, and then I was like, well, I mean, if I'm ordering stuff, I might as well order like 4 things so the shipping's worth the money. What? I'm crazy. This is so amazing. It is seriously my favorite foundation right now. I can't describe to you guys. So I'm sorry that it's like a little inconvenient to buy, but it doesn't have to be this foundation to do this makeup whatsoever. You could use L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible, especially if you have oily skin. That foundation is amazing. One of my holy grails. Also, you could use Maybelline Fit Me from the drugstore. You can really use whatever foundation for this routine. This is just one that I have been so head over heels in love with. Also, like I said, it's just really important to make sure you prime your skin in a way that will be beneficial for your own skin type. Everyone should be moisturizing before you put on your foundation, because then your foundation just won't look dry. It won't look as dull or boring. It's going on hydrated, healthy skin. So therefore, it'll just look that much more hydrated and healthy. If you liked this eye makeup like I do, let me know and I will film it for you guys. It's really easy. It's just some pretty cool colors, but I'm loving the way it looks, and I just kind of wish that I would have filmed it, but I didn't. So if you want to see this makeup look, let me know by giving it a thumbs up or something. Let me know in the comments. I don't really know. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it beneficial for your own makeup routine to start implementing any of these techniques or products or whatever. I just hope that it helped you guys out in some way. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.